If you're over 40, stuck in a plateau, and no matter how hard you exercise, you're constantly finding that fat loss is challenging for you, you may be an endomorph. People with an endomorphic metabolism, an endomorphic body type, typically lose fat at a slower rate and have to do a different program than, say, someone from another body type. But the fix isn't more cardio. The fix isn't starving yourself. The fix is following something for your exact blueprint. I've been coaching for 29 years and I've been running my fitness studio for the past 19. And in that time, I've helped hundreds of men over 40 burn body fat, build muscle, and keep it for life. In this video, I'm gonna show you the blueprint on how to lose fat faster for the endomorph. And most importantly, if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm gonna show you one of the most important tips of all that most people overlook and don't pay attention to. Let's go. So before we actually get into this, I want to make sure that we can talk about the origin of somatotyping and where it came from. Developed in the 1940s by Dr. William H. Sheldon, who was a psychologist and a physician. And he aimed to try to come up with a way to link body types, behavior, and metabolism together. He used photographic analysis, and he literally took 4,000 male subjects and classified physical traits into 3 categories: the endomorph, more rounder, more heavier stock person, the mesomorphic person, the more muscular toned physique, and the ectomorphic, the more slender body type as well. It originally was intended to correlate physique and temperament. He wasn't able to have his theory published around the world. And while it's not 100% scientific, somatotyping gave structure and understanding to individual differences for fat storage, for muscle building and metabolic rate. The only thing you shouldn't do is lock yourself in the theory saying, if this is my body type, I can never change. Because I've helped hundreds of people go from very overweight to losing body fat, regardless of their body type. Number 1, let's talk about the first problem. People don't even know about body types and don't pay attention to it. You have to understand that knowing your body type gives context and structure to how you're gonna eat and train. Because if you're gonna work with a coach or you're gonna work on looking and studying your body, you gotta have some basis of where you're working with. You also have to understand that you're not lazy, you're not broken. You just need a personalized game plan. So number 2, another problem is we're scared of having carbohydrates, or we don't actually understand them. So let's break down carbohydrates so you can understand them and you can love them and enjoy them and nourish your body versus removing them away. Because many people cut out carbs thinking it's a solution. 3 types of carbohydrates, let's knock them down. Number 1, we have refined sugars, okay? Call them the worst type, the bottom type. So these refined sugars are white bread, pastries, cakes, things that come in packages. So those are the refined carbs, the ones you wanna watch out or remove. Number 2, we're talking starchy carbs. Now, starchy carbs are great. There's nothing wrong with them. Rice, pasta, oatmeal. Nothing's wrong with these carbs. The only difference is they provide a slow release of sugar and then a slow release of energy in the body. And then we have our 3rd type, which is the best type, which is the one that every human being should be eating lots of, which is your fibrous carbohydrates. And fibrous carbohydrates are simply broken down to the 2 twins. You got fruits and vegetables. And the more fiber you have in any type of food is gonna help stabilize blood sugar. And remember, knowledge equals confidence, which equals control. And that's what we need. All right, number 3, we're talking about, you say you're eating healthy, but you're not tracking anything. You're just gonna eyeball it. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They don't know what a half a cup of carb is. When you're sitting at the table and you're looking at your plate, you know exactly what's in there? No. And because of that, constantly you're eating more than you need to be. Use hand portions to make things easier. I wanna look at protein. So I'm gonna look at my palm's worth, as much as my palm's worth, as thick as my palm's worth of protein. If I'm gonna have eggs, I wanna have a big omelet that size, I want it to be that thick. Chicken breast, same thing. Carbohydrates, boom, fist, super simple. That's 1 cup for my body size. Vegetables, typically they're unlimited except for carrots, corn, and peas, but you wanna go with 2 fists of vegetables at each meal. And when it comes to fat, men would need 2 thumbs worth, boom, that's 1 ounce. That's about 2 ounces there of quality fat. If you're not going to do that, you can use apps, which I have with my custom training programs. And it works really well because we want to make sure we know how much protein, how much carb, and how much fat is in each meal. Also, you don't want to obsess. You want to get real with your numbers. Awareness changes everything. And so many people around the world have no clue when it comes to what they're eating. Number 4, we obviously know that your body stores fat easily, right? Hormonally. And it's frustrating. I understand that. And you kind of feel at a disadvantage, do you not? But actually you're not, because if you understand, endomorphs tend to be more insulin sensitive and their carb intolerance is going to be different than mine. And you're more prone to inflammation, bloating in the midsection, okay? You also will know that you have to reduce your high sugar, high glycemic carb intake. Understand that you got to stick to low glycemic foods, which will not raise blood sugar after 2 hours of eating them, and high fiber content. Instead of going with a banana, go with an apple, because the apple's got more fiber. And then you also want to make sure you fix the solution with satiety. Half of the time, people are starving because they're not eating enough protein at each meal. The most important macronutrient, just think 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So for the endomorphs, remember, managing your stress is going to help. Managing, prioritizing your sleep is going to help. You need to work on your breath work. 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, 4 seconds hold. Number 5 is you are working out, but you're not working out right for your body type. What are you doing for your workouts? Well, I go to the gym and I do half an hour cardio first. Right off the hop, we're making the biggest mistake. Why are you doing cardio first? Why are you utilizing the most biggest energy source, which is carbohydrate source, for the easiest part of the workout? Your body will always go through carbohydrate source first and then fat. Focus on compound functional movements. They're going to put your body in planes of motion that you're not usually used to. You should be doing exercises that do not require you to sit down. You want to do something like a squat, standing bicep curl, and a shoulder press. 1, 2, 3 movements together. You also want to look at following the proper fit principles for your workouts. People forget about this. If you're an endomorph, your frequency, which is the first F, needs to be high. I'm going to tell you right now, 6 days a week. Now, it doesn't have to be 6 days of squats and push-ups and kettlebell swings and HIIT training. It could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, total body workouts, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, core, cardio, and give yourself a rest in between. That frequency is going to help you out as well. The intensity, you want to go high intensity. So give yourself repetition ranges between anywhere from 15 to 25, or use a timer. Okay, when it comes to FITT, time your exercises, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And when it comes to the type of exercise, like we said, compound movements, functional movements. Try doing bear crawls in the gym, back and forth. That's going to work you much harder than you just going sitting on a machine. So those are the best principles when it comes to exercise. If you need a specific workout, message me workout and I'll send you one for sure. Number 6 is your nutrition has no structure and it's random. Start understanding that protein, healthy fats, and low glycemic carbs are the way to go. Think of timing. Now, when it comes to dieting for the endomorphic body type, this is the only body type that I will suggest some form of intermittent fasting, whether you want to follow a 12-hour fast with a 12-hour window to eat, or the most popular 16 and 8. Now, my only problem with the intermittent fasting is if it's not consistent, now your body's in a state where it's like, please give me some form of fuel that's going to spike your blood sugar. Your body's going to pick up that glucose and store it as fat. You also want to look at quantity. And I talked about this earlier, but don't eyeball things, track them, right? And because you're tracking, you can actually see what's working. But if you're not tracking your meals, and I must stress this, you're not going to get the results you want. You should be thinking structure, not guesswork, and every meal should support your goal. All right, last but certainly not least, you made it through to the end. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest misconceptions and one of the biggest problems that endomorphs are doing that are not helping you get the results you want. You ready? You're not tracking the right data, okay? Now, we talked about tracking nutrition as one point, but you're not tracking more important variables to look at your body as a science experiment. Because like a science experiment, we have certain variables. And the ones that you must gauge right now are going to be your step count per day. We've heard 10,000 steps per day. Make it a non-negotiable. Tracking your macros every day. Super important. If you're just tracking your carbs and only your carbs, how do you know where your protein's at? You got to look at your workouts and what you're lifting. Next is your weight and body fat percentage. Now, the problem with this is people track their weight only once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I would suggest 4 to 5 days. Why? It's habit. It's keeping you consistent. You're in a rhythm. You also got to measure yourself. Endomorphic people may not feel comfortable measuring their bodies, but you need to make sure you can check your scale and see if when you're measuring yourself, if the scale's not changing, but your measurements are, that's an example that your body's changing composition. You also want to look at your moods, your cravings, and your hunger levels. Whenever you feel like you're getting really big cravings, log it, because now you can see a pattern. Data creates clarity and accountability. And if you're looking to lose body fat, you can't be guessing. You got to be adjusting. The reason most endomorphs aren't succeeding with their fat loss isn't motivation, it's lack of structure. And you don't need the perfect plan. You need a plan that's built for your body type. So when you're looking at putting a structure together, seek help from a professional coach. If you're stuck and you're not really sure, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you out. Whether you want to come to our studio in Vaughan, if you're Motivation Fitness, or whether you want to talk to me about online coaching, I'm your guy. Remember, at the end of the day, action beats anxiety. Average is the enemy, and your attitude is everything. If you found this video helpful, if you got any tips that you feel can help anyone else, please share it, leave a comment, because I want to hear about you and I want to learn what tips I can give you to help you out with more of your lifestyle and fitness training. And most importantly, if you like this video, go to my other video called the top 4 fat loss tips for the endomorph, so you can see when it comes to training, what 4 training tips are best for you. My name is Coach Dimitri. I had a great time with you. See you in the next video. And remember, attitude is everything. Peace.